What's up, fam? And this is the day the Lord has made, and we're here to rejoice and be glad in it. Welcome to Hope TV. So excited to have you back with us here today. It's a privilege and an honor to have you here with us. We've been doing this now a year. Our first show was March 19th of 2020. And
Who
here we
knew?
are now, man.
Who
Listen,
knew?
we thought we just doing something just to stay in touch with the local church, our local church, for a few weeks, perhaps a few months. None of us knew last March that it's gonna take us a year, but here we are, and even though it's different, we're here, we're live, and we're grateful, and we thank God for you, everybody, for being a part. You tune in today to Marriage Matters, and we're in season 5. I think this is gonna be episode 8, I believe.
Like that.
Yeah, so excited. What do you think about so far? How's it been?
It's been a blessing, I think, not only to the audience but to us as well, because we get a lot. We gain a lot
Yeah,
from speaking to these couples. And
yes,
just
yeah. We just try to interview couples and people to get people to share wisdom about life and
right.
relationships, whether you're married, single, whoever. These are life lessons, and I think we all can apply. We're excited that you're here. Listen, do me a favor. If you're watching through a platform that will let you subscribe, like, comment, or share, please do so. I mean, we have been blessed in a year to now have over 110 million views of the content. That's all. We have 20 plus shows. Crazy. It's unbelievable to me that we have this kind of traction. And that's because of your support and because of the favor of God. So if you subscribe, you can get notifications when content is uploaded. Your likes, your comments, and your shares not only help us while we're talking, but it also helps us with our algorithms with social media, help us to even expand it further. So please subscribe, like, comment, and most importantly, share. If you're watching on Facebook, you can share this link on your page. You can invite somebody to have a watch party with you. You can share the YouTube link, the website link. Help us get the word out. If you know of anybody who's married, or if it's complicated, or within a situationship, or they're considering marriage, come on, send them this link and have some conversations. We would be excited. Has been inviting couples to be a part of the conversation for a while now, and last week the conversation was so deep, so rich.
Oh man, yes.
Yeah, you said it was gonna be rich last week. You
Right.
said it, and we're excited to have back with us today. And we just so much on meat on that bone. So we're glad to have Gerald and Shirley Scrine with us here back today. Welcome back,
Hey,
part 2. What's
family.
going on?
Hey, how you doing?
Thank y'all for being a part.
Thank you for having us to be a part.
Yeah, y'all was so amazing last week. We just couldn't shake the conversations. It was very, very helpful, and I'm thankful for what y'all shared. It helped a lot of people and encouraged a lot of people, and made us laugh, and we're thankful. I want to last week we closed. We ran out of time last week, but Gerald was talking last week. Normally start with the ladies first, but I want to piggyback off that conversation because Gerald, you talking about your experiences and how you grew up in Brooklyn and some of the choices you made and some of the things you've gone through and some of the steps you've taken and your first marriage and how that didn't end well and you have some sons and you talked about those relationships or the lack thereof because Shirley has 3 children. She's very, very close to them, and yet you have sons that you're estranged from. I want you to talk a little bit more about that. How did you get to that point? How are you moving on? Because you have such a happiness about you. It's like you're at
Right.
peace with yourself. And when you walk in the room, you bring peace and you bring an energy with you. So there are a lot of people who got strained relationships, whether it be a ex-spouse or sibling or parent or a child, co-worker, or friend. So I want you to kind of talk about that. How did you get to that point with with your sons, and how are you working through that?
Well, these are the 2 children that I know about, but that's another story. And but my oldest son, he's I've tried to connect with him on many occasions, and he always felt need to lie about him wanting to connect with his father. I mean, I wouldn't have wanted anything more for us to to connect any kind of way. But he has a wife that is totally against us reconnecting in any shape, fashion, or form. I don't know what she has against me. I've never even met the woman, But every time that I try to connect with him, she's always in the background, cussing him out or saying derogatory things about you ain't got no business talking to him. He don't give he don't care nothing about you or anything. I mean, and he takes his phone in the other room and and tries to talk to me and makes me all these kind of promises and stuff, but to no avail. And my youngest boy, his mama, she tried to keep him from me. Um, all while he was growing up. I mean, I wasn't allowed to even go over there and see him or anything. And on the few occasions that I did come in contact with him, we had to sneak out. We had to through his older brother. I contacted him and we met somewhere. You know? But other than that, his mama, she was dead set against me having any relationship with him. You know,
Well, is it because she was
that hurt.
mad with you, or was she mad at you, or
Well,
was it because she didn't you how you were living? I mean, she thought you
because
might be a bad influence.
I was living with another woman, and she wanted us to be a family, and I didn't want to, because she wasn't that type of woman that that I could be comfortable around. She was just, it was a toxic relationship from the very beginning, and the woman that I was with, that relationship wasn't all that great either. So, as my wife can attest to that, um, my boys though I mean, I love them dearly, but I'm not an ideal dad for them. I don't know. They must think that I don't have anything to offer, but if they only knew.
Right. So how do you move beyond that? It's like, do you know, is it like I've done all I can do? I made the attempt and I just got to move. What do you do? What do you tell the people who watching right now who got people they're estranged from and they
I
want to
got other
connect and the
children.
people not trying?
I got other relationships, through this marriage here, and it's very fulfilling. And I'm happy about the relationship that I share with her children. I think of them as my own. Uh, uh, I'm just blessed. Um, God gave me a great outlook on life. With I guess with a lot of people say I got a good personality, but Gerald doesn't see that a lot. Girl definitely knows that.
So you just had to find things to be happy about. You had to find other
I mean,
things.
yeah, yeah, because I've always had happiness in my heart. Um, I love life, and I love a lot of the people that's in it, and they have a lot to offer. If you just to search for the good in it, and you will find it. And whatever you're looking for in life, if you're looking for it, you'll find it.
That's good.
I love it when you said you treat her children and you see them as your own. Because I remember when we talked a couple of weeks ago, you were telling me that you couldn't do the interview a couple of weeks ago. You said because my youngest is moving back in with us. My
Mhm.
youngest daughter, Marissa's moving back in because, the house she was renting, they decided to sell it. So she's going to be temporarily moving back in. And I just thought that was just like a phenomenal thing that even though she's an adult, you still say our daughter, our youngest daughter, is moving back
Well,
in with us. Now, how's that
she's
adjustment been?
phenomenal. Rissa's phenomenal. I mean, she's been such a pleasure, such a joy. I mean, and I thank her, and I love her for that, for being that type of person. She's
That's
so
great.
sweet and sincere. Ooh, I love her so much.
Yeah, y'all must be talking about a different Marissa. I,
You
I
just don't cross her.
yeah,
She's cool if you
I
don't cross
I
her.
seen she's sweet to me. Don't get me wrong, but I seen Marissa get some people some looks like, and she told me something. She told me a couple times, Pastor, if you got any problems, you let me know. I'll get them off of you. And
oh,
I'm like,
oh, and she mean it.
and
She
she's
mean that too. She
Oh,
mean it. She-
That's my girl.
yeah, that's Marissa.
Yeah.
Miss Shirley, on our last show, you also mentioned something that I thought was phenomenal. You said you have this gift of caretaking. And
Yeah.
I think that's good for us to talk about because a lot of women don't realize that, you say you marry you for better or for worse in sickness and in health. And I've been there to, you took care of your first husband when he was sick. I witnessed your journey with your mom, taking care of her when she was sick. You work with elderly people in the nursing home. You've had to take care of Mr. Gerald. So can you tell me, a little bit of your story about your caretaking and how did you know God had given you that gift?
Well, I think um I when my first husband, when Freddie got sick, um, and I didn't panic. The first time he got sick, he just kind of blacked out, and we didn't know what was wrong because he had been sick. He had diabetes and high blood pressure, prior to the stroke. So he had been in and out of the hospital a few times, even before he had the stroke. So, but I never panicked. I was always calm through it, and I was there to do whatever I had to do for him. And that only came from God, because I'm not a real, um, I don't know, I'm brave, but not to the point where I'll cry in a minute. I'll cry if you look at me hard. But when the time comes for me to step up and take care of the situation at hand, God gives me that ability. He gives me that, and it's like I'll cry later, but I can do whatever I need to do right now, to get through this for me and for you. And it comes so easily. It's easy. Hmm.
Let me say something to you about that. It's interesting because Andre's mother is nurturing like that too, and the family's nurturing. And when her mother got ready to get married, um, Andre's father died when she was a little girl, but her mother got married. Her mother got married um,
Hmm.
some couple years ago, and one of the guys that she went to school with way back in the 40s. You know, he
I
moved
remember.
away. His wife has passed, and we had a 75th birthday party. Our 70th
75th.
at a 75th birthday party, and we threw a party in Macon. And one of the other guys that she should like, he was there, but there was this new guy she was dancing with. I would never seen him before, and the way he was looking at my mama, my mother-in-law, when he was looking at her, I said, he a little too. I told him, I said he drooled on a little too hard. I mean, she had one of those dresses that had some cleavage showing, and she was looking. I said he drooling everywhere like he trying to get breastfed or something. Anyway, but and I told him, I told him, she'll tell you. I told her, I said, he gonna ask her to marry. And he asked her to marry him. He was an amazing man. And we asked her to marry him. This one right here calls a meeting with him to ask him about his medical record. She wanted to see his I was so embarrassed. Like, I,
Hey,
yeah, I just couldn't believe. I was just, you know, I want to see your blood pressure. I want to see
I just wanted to make sure he wasn't trying to
uh,
marry my mom just to take care of him. Like maybe this man is about to die.
she asked the man that you got in I was so embarrassed. It's one of the most embarrassing moments I had in recent years. So I think that's a good, yeah. So did you go through any of that when you got ready to get married to Gerald? Did you go through any of that with some of your people?
Yeah, there are people that thought, there were friends, and I'm sure the kids thought the same thing. This man that had cancer twice, and um, he's, what's gonna happen? Is she gonna be stuck with him? Mama took care of Daddy. She took care
Mama.
of our grandmother. My mother lived with me uh, a while before. Well, she's been living with me off and on, but before she passed away, and So I took care of her, and then, as a matter of fact, this is a little quick story. My dad was 98. She was 20 days from being 99 when she died. One day I was washing her up, and I bent down and I was like, I grunted, and she said, "Oh, it's hard getting old. It's hard getting old, huh?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "But it's a blessing." And she said, "Well, what you gonna do when you get to be my age?" I said, "I don't know if I'm gonna get to be your age." I said, "I took care of Fred. I took care of you." I said, "I don't know if I'm gonna make it to your age." She said, "Oh, you'll make it." I said, she said, "We'll just get somebody to take care of both of us. We get somebody to take care." She's 90, almost 100 years old. But when I get to be her age, we're gonna get somebody to take care of both of us, you know. But it was just, I don't know, as far as taking care and going, doing, it just, it's good, you know, and enjoyable to a degree. Yeah.
So let me
But
ask
that
you
last
this.
question, the last question you
Yeah,
asked me was what? The very last
yeah.
question?
We talked about, yeah, like how people didn't, thinking that he might have been just looking for a
Oh,
nurse to take care of him. But
yeah.
before,
And
before
then,
his long illness, he took care of you, right?
yeah, what happened was, like I said, I had friends that were like, you're gonna end up taking care. I had I had a
Hernia
ruptured,
disc, yeah.
yeah, ruptured disc in my back. I couldn't do anything. Gerald was there for me for, it had to be close to 3 months. But he was there. I mean, if I come to the bed, you warm enough? He'll come to the bed. You hot enough? You got enough? You ready to eat? You ready for breakfast? He was there. I mean, hand and foot. He waited on me hand and foot all those months. And I thought I was gonna be taking care of him, but he ended up taking care of me. You know, and then the following year is when he found out he had lymphoma again. And he was in the hospital, and he had to have um, every 14 days he had to have some strong chemo.
Chemo, yeah. Every
Every,
14 days.
yeah, and he had to be hospitalized for it. And there was even a time, one time he had, there wasn't an infection, but his blood showed that there was an infection. Something about his blood, the count. And they did everything searching, trying to find it. And we were praying. I'm sure I called Pastor. I told y'all anyway. Everybody praying, and the following day they came up. They said, "We don't know what it was, but there's no infection. Everything's cleared up." So it was that journey with that cancer was it was up and down, and you know what was so good that we had the Hope family in our life, and somebody that knew Gerald and they knew me, and you were there, and the whole family was there, and there were people that came to the hospital. We had whole families that came and sat with him, sat with Gerald. Jackie, um, who was the music, the director of
Yeah,
music.
Jack.
Jack McCoy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was there for us. It was just so many people. I don't want to start naming because then you get in trouble. But it was people that didn't know us for years and years, but then they were there at that time from the House of Hope, and we had people from our prior church too. But it was just that journey was made a lot easier because of our new family, our extended family.
Yeah, I
I
remember
didn't think I
he
could
was
be
in
loved that
hospital
much.
he was in
Hmm.
hospital one time, 4 months, right? When you in hospital like
One
3 or 4
time,
months.
well, when we went to Nashville, because he had lymphoma twice, they said that they wanted to try a stem cell transplant, and it can only be done in Nashville at Vanderbilt College, Vanderbilt University, is connected with the VA there, and that's where we went. They gave us housing. They treated us like royalty, and they took care of him. He was there. He was in and out. We had to go every day. We got up in the morning, we go to the hospital, and they do whatever they're gonna do, and then we go back to our house. We had we were at the Homewood Suites, and we had a whole apartment. We go back, and then the next day we do the same thing. Then he had the actual stem cell transplant, and once you have that, you have to go every day again, check your numbers and everything. And then in the afternoon, he developed an infection.
Pulmonary embolism.
No, that was for that. He had a infection, and we had to go back. So we go in the morning, get up in the morning, go, and then we had to go back in the afternoon. He wasn't feeling all that well, but we were going back and forth, and that was better for them. They said that that's better for the patient to be home, instead of being sitting in the hospital the whole time. They would rather us go in and out, back and forth. But they gave us transportation and everything, so it was okay. That was good. But then we were ready to come home, and had our flight and everything. They had provided our flight, and found out he was having chest pains. And then we found out that he had pulmonary embolisms, which is blood clots in his lungs, which has nothing to do with the cancer. This is a whole different thing he had. Yeah. So then he had to go back to the hospital and stay in the hospital some more days. We had to change our flight and all of that. But we're still here.
I'm a walking miracle.
What was amazing to me was during all that time we were praying, but when I saw him, the only thing you could tell different was his hair came out, and his
Right.
his back. But he never, to me, looked like he was sick. He looked his
Right.
skin. He was sharp. Every time you saw him, if you saw him and didn't know the story, you would never think he was sick at
Right.
all. It was amazing to me. It was just amazing. And Jerry, I want to ask you that question because I've been dealing with this myself. Last couple of years, a lot of deaths in my family. And my brother passed away. He was 28 when he passed. He and my sister had same illness. Crohn's disease, and they both developed heart trouble. My mother had heart trouble. She passed away from cardiac arrest. My oldest sister has had heart issues since my mom passed. My brother had a stroke, and you've had a lot of that in your family too with cancer. Talk about that and how that made you feel. When you're going through this again. Talk about that.
Every every death, every insidious death that happened in my family was because of cancer, except for one. Well, I had a cousin that was shot, but everybody else, my father, my mother, all my aunts, all my uncles, all of them died from some type of cancer or nothing. And it's just prevalent in our family. Um, it's devastating, but uh, in a way, I would just refuse to give into it. I mean, I just had so much to live for, so much I haven't experienced yet. I was talking to God all the time. I said, God, I said, I'm not ready to go. So I'm not coming. I'm not ready yet. So uh, I don't know if that had any effect on why I'm still here, but I thank God that I am. Um, it's a it's an insidious disease. And it's you never know when it's coming for you. Well, I mean, just the slightest little uh, mishap or the slightest little infection, could lead to a cancer. And
It's scary.
yeah, it's scary.
But God,
Especially with COVID, I guess.
Well,
no,
well,
yeah.
I wasn't out in COVID. I don't know, but I wasn't even afraid. I mean, she wouldn't let me, do anything that's going to allow me to catch COVID, but I wasn't even afraid of COVID because I've been in situations where I should have had full blown AIDS and don't understand why I don't have
You know why you don't have it. God,
But God,
duh,
but God.
duh.
You know,
Mhm.
yeah. You know what's amazing though. You talk about you weren't ready to go, and I look at Freddie. He passed away. She took care of him. He's a musician working for in church, the choirs. He passed away, and here you didn't act like Freddie when you were younger. You didn't play no organ, and he's in church, and you everywhere else. But you live. What you think Freddie was saying now about you being alive and you done made it through and you got his wife? What you think Freddie say about that?
Well, I we would maybe start a duet or something because he got an organ and I got a violin. It's an imaginary instrument right here. I play that a lot. I was tempted when she was telling her story. He could play the violin.
And you know what? Freddie stays here with us most of the time too.
Yeah, he's
What you mean by that?
Okay, we'll be in the kitchen or in the room, and we'll hear something fall or hear some noise, and I'll go look at Gerald and like, what was that? He'll say, oh, that was just Freddie. He said he let me know that he approved. He
he
said, just let me know that he approved. You take good care of my wife.
yeah.
You take good care of my wife. Yeah. Yep. He said, I
Oh
approve.
gosh.
Yeah, that's Freddie. So,
So let me ask you all this final, our final thought transition, I guess, is we know no marriage is perfect. Every marriage has issues. So, how do you all handle the tough times, and how are you guys different? Like us, I'm the one, I can't stay mad. This one can stay mad, 3 or 4 days. I am
Mm.
5 minutes. We got to get rid of it. I just can't be mad. So tell us, how you guys deal with the tough times. How are you different?
the first thing that we had, the first occurrence was the toothpaste. Okay, the toothpaste. I squeeze the toothpaste. When I get toothpaste, I just squeeze it. He squeezes it from the bottom. You gotta squeeze it from the bottom. Why you squeeze the toothpaste from the bottom? Why you do? Can't you squeeze it from the bottom? What difference does it make? You know how you squeeze the toothpaste, right? But no, you gotta squeeze it from the bottom and make it go up to the top. And so, you know what I
That way you can
did?
get all of it.
I got him a tube, and I got a tube. But now we use the same tube, and I squeeze from the bottom. I squeeze from the bottom.
I realize now that I guess I'm a little anal. So
Yeah, he
yeah.
can be a little
Yeah.
anal about it. And I can do stuff. I can do something like, we had Marissa coming in to the house, so I had to get rid of, and I had all the closets kind of full.
Well, kinda.
I had, so anyway, I was moving stuff, and I did something one night, and I felt so accomplished, like, look what I did. And he said, well, you still got to do so and so. I'm like, can you give me kudos for what I did do? But he's like looking way over there instead of saying, that part that kind of bothered me. But I get over it. I got
We
over
don't we don't stay mad with each other longer than 20 minutes.
it.
I mean that's
If it's up to him, he would. But I don't let him stay mad because I like peace. So if I have to give in or maybe draw him in, I'll do it. And I'll go the extra mile to do it because I don't want to be mad. I don't want to stay. Mm-mm.
Now, Aunt told me that. Didn't you say somebody she got a nickname for him or something too?
Yeah, she said he was a Gemini. So tell us about this whole, Gemini
Oh,
story.
the Gemini thing. Yeah, I don't believe in the whole, I'm not really into zodiac and all that stuff. But He's a Gemini, and they said that's twins. And I'm here to tell you that there are twins right here. You got Gerald and you got Gerald. And in the morning when I get up, I don't know if I'm getting up with Gerald or I'm getting up with Gerald. I get up some morning, I get up some morning and he's just as sweet as pie. That's Gerald. And then some mornings he just snap, snap, snap. That's Gerald. I don't see Gerald much, but Gerald shows up there.
Now
And
you know what?
now I
I've heard about.
ask him, Tom,
Go
I
ahead.
even ask him sometimes, like, where'd Gerald come from? How did Gerald get in here this morning? Yep.
But
It's like,
I've heard that about. But I've heard that about. I heard about Gemini's though.
really?
You know, and my dad is a Gemini, so
Yes, he is.
I've heard that about. But because you grew up,
Yeah,
you read your horoscope. But I've heard that about Gemini. My
yeah.
dad's Gemini. Willie Reed, my late godfather, he's a Gemini. Um, so I've heard
And
that, about,
it's
and
two.
yeah,
He
he
definitely had two.
he flip on you. I mean, just like it depend on what side. He be the sweetest man in the world, but what would he get wrong? Lord have mercy.
Yep,
But so
I know.
we didn't have no names for him, but
Yeah, well, I came up with Gerald, and it works. Gerald is real. Gerald is well and alive and well. Yeah.
Gerald, let me ask you a question. This ain't for Gerald. This is for you, Gerald. We're gonna close out. When you What do you say to the men and women, Gerald, who out there who watching, who maybe have gotten a little older, they're matured, has made some mistakes in the past, but they want to get remarried. They found somebody they want to settle down with. What kind of encouragement would you give those people right now who want to start over, Gerald?
Well, I would the very best first piece of advice I would give them is that um, just go after just go after what you want and just um, make a play for it and be sincere, be pure, and be open in heart and just um, just do what God put you on this earth to do to please your woman. So just keep them things in mind that you want to be the best man that you can be because you're tired of playing, you're tired of running, you're tired of being a fool. So you find a good woman, and best thing for you to do is to settle down with that woman and live out the rest of your life.
Miss Cheryl, Shirley, can you give us some closing, advice for women who may be, thinking I may never get married, I'm older, or people who are older and saying, I'm almost 70 years old or 60, I may never find love again. What's your advice to those women?
My advice is to keep an open mind and um, don't be too hung up on your own ways and um, um, your own ways. And I was 65 when I got married, and for a little while I felt like, well, because I had what I had for 32 years, I had a great marriage for 32 years, and I felt like, okay, well, maybe that's it for me. I had 32 years of what some women haven't had 32 minutes of. So I didn't know if I would ever. But I didn't give up. I didn't just um thrive on like, I gotta have it, but I was still open to it. If it comes along, good, I and when I went saw him next door, when I saw him next door, I had no idea at the time that it would end up this way. I was just interested in the little guy standing over there with the I was just trying to see who that guy was over across next door. But the thing you have to be is open minded and don't be set in your ways so much that you can't, because there have been I've had friends that met men but they're so stuck in their ways until they didn't want to yield to him to or accept his way, and it didn't work out. You have to be given. You have to give and take. You got to take the bitter with the sweet.
Can I get
Yeah,
the final word?
you got no,
Sure.
because I'm still.
Okay, still talking.
Calm down, Gerald.
Yeah, you got to take the bitter. And the lady used to tell me, everything's not peaches and cream all the time. You just have to wait and watch and pray, and it'll come. hmm I didn't, and it might not come. It might not be God's will for everybody. But another thing this bishop told me a while ago, a long time ago. He told me that I had to say Amen when I pray. Because I had told him this was after 5 years. Freddie was gone about 5 years, and I was feeling like I'm about ready now again, and nothing was happening. So I was telling this preacher about it. He said, "You got to say Amen when you pray." I said, "I do say Amen." He said, "No, you got to say Amen and leave it there. Close it out. You're done. Amen, and then
Mm.
leave it alone. Let God do
That's
it.
good.
Yeah, got to say Amen." hmm
And
Amen.
there's always a wise choice to lean not on thy own understanding.
That's good.
Wow.
That's good. Y'all have blessed us today again, last week and today. I want to thank you. You dropped a lot of nuggets. It's been very enjoyable, very helpful. Thanks for showing your heart, and you helped a lot of people. I just want to thank you. So, on behalf of Andre and all Marriage Matters, thank y'all. May God continue to keep you healthy and strong, and give you more years of happiness and health. So, thank y'all for being a part today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Pastor. We
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it.
Thank you so
Wait, show
much
us your
for
ponytail that
considering.
grew back.
Yes, sir. Hey fam, you've been watching Marriage Matters today, and hope you were blessed. If you missed last week's episode, go back to last week and you can see part one. It's been very, very helpful. Gerald and Shirley have been very helpful, and we want to thank you guys for being a part. I hope that you're happy, you're healthy, and know that no matter what you're going through, God will get you through it. So thanks for tuning in to Marriage Matters. We're gonna log off and close this broadcast. But as always, remember this: if you will be good to God, then God will be good to you. Till next time, peace. Bye
Bye
bye.
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 Bye.